Okay, this is going to be a reading for Cancer. It's your weekly love reading for the 3rd week of September. Okay, so this weekend and all of next week. I'll do a 9-card spread. I'll get 3 cards for your feelings, 3 cards for your person's feelings, and 3 cards for the outcome. Okay. I've got some new clarification cards, so we'll clarify what's going on with your person, why they feel the way that they feel, okay, what's behind their actions, and I've got these Wise Witch Oracle cards for advice. Okay, if there's anything that needs to be understood in terms of timing, we can use those. Let's get into it. Okay, so Spirit Guides, Universe and Angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Cancer's highest good. How are they feeling with regards to this connection? The one they're thinking of, the person that's on their mind in the 3rd week of September. 3 cards please for Cancer. Okay, the Page of Wands, so you're ready for a new adventure. Okay, the Wands is excitement, passion, enthusiasm, drive. Okay, ready for a new chapter. The Justice card, okay, so you feel like this is something that you deserve, right? I love that picture, I like all the candles. And the swords look like crosses, don't they? Okay, so we're looking for justice to be restored, okay? Balance to be restored, excuse me. I like that main candle at the top there, it reminds me of the North Star. Kind of like a guiding light. I just realised as well, like, that actually has a heart on one side of these scales as a heart. I can never tell what's on the other side. I don't know if it's a moon. It's very difficult to me it looks like maybe it's a moon, like, you know, something unknown. Or maybe it's a globe, like the Earth or something. Okay, so we've pulled out the Knight of Cups reversed, the Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, so the Knight of Wands reversed is someone who is... Sorry, it's not the Knight of Wands reversed. Let's start again. The King of Wands, okay, reversed. So in the upright, that's someone who's very confident, very enthusiastic, they're sitting in their power. They're a leader. But when the wands are reversed, it's someone who's angry, right? Someone who's running their mouth, hot-tempered, bad moods, or someone who's not feeling in their power or confident. And we've got that in combination with the Knight of Cups reversed, okay? So the Knight of Cups is someone that doesn't want to offer their cup, okay? So the opposite of offering emotions, yeah, is to withdraw them or hold them back. So I'd say that you might be having, you know, maybe mood swings at the moment. you know, not quite in control of your emotions, not really looking to kind of deal with idiots. Yeah. Let's see, I mean, you know the reason for your feelings. Let's see your person's feelings, okay? The one you're thinking of. Spirit, 3 cards for Cancer's person, the one they're dealing with, or the one they're thinking of. Okay, we've got the Judgment and the 5 of Cups, which is regret, remorse, sadness, grief, loss. Okay, so perhaps that's their justice, okay? Perhaps they've been judged and they lost a good thing. We will clarify all of this with our love clarification cards, okay? Another 2 for Cancer's person then, the one they're thinking of or we're dealing with. Right, we've got the 8 of Cups, so walking away. The 2 of Pentacles, which is an imbalance. And reflective energy, looking back at the past, what was cultivated. So this person's still in regret. They're still grieving this connection. I feel like this is where you guys were at last time. I strongly feel this is where you guys were at last time. But I don't think you're sad about this person anymore. I think you're ready for new. The 3 of Wands, they're planning to take action. Well, I think they're going to be disappointed. Let's get 3 cards for the outcome then. Three cards for the outcome, please, between Cancer and the one they're thinking of, or the one that they were dealing with. Yeah, recovery. So I think that's you. Recovery from the 9 of Swords. Okay. I think you're going to continue to heal, and they're going to continue to have regrets about walking away from this, which is often what happens when you're the one that ended something. Certainly if you ended it prematurely, or even if, you know, you felt like you were making a brave decision but it was a tough one, you know, it's hard to move on from. The 3 of Cups, so there's going to be celebration, coming together with others to have happy times. That's so weird. So the 6 of Wands flew out and landed in the challenge position. It landed sideways. So that's, you know, being recognised for your achievements or success. Let me see what else the 6 of Wands can mean, because sometimes there's multiple meanings. It's funny, you know, I used to like struggle with doing readings, like if I had alcohol, and and now I'm just a dab hand at it. I think I've grown in confidence a lot though in my channeling abilities. I used to doubt myself and now I'm just like, nah, I know what I'm doing. There's not really a day that I don't at least watch tarot. Well, I watch tarot every single day without fail, and most days I'm doing tarot most of the day, to be honest. So I want the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. Okay, the Three of Wands can also be openness and honesty, expansion. So they're looking for openness and honesty and expansion, and you're like kind of a bit pissed off and sad still, holding back, wanting to celebrate with others, get over this and start a new adventure, which is like total different pages. It's mad. It's mad, like, what happens with relationships. Okay, the Six of Wands. So, if it was upright, you have earned every one of your successes, progress, confidence, conquest, public recognition, triumph. In the reverse, it would be pride of riches, delay, fear, apprehension, doubt, ignored. So that would be all the blocks to success. So, and I think you're in recovery. And I think they have some kind, that, you know, your person that sabotaged this has, you know, some kind of fears or doubts about this, and I think they plan to be open and honest about it, and maybe it'll be helpful, but it might just be too late. I mean, sometimes you just want, you know, the conversation to get closure and know what the reasoning was behind it, because I think the worst thing is when stuff just doesn't make sense. You know, something was just out of nowhere. You can't kind of process it. You can't pack it into a box and leave it and move on from it. It's like, what the hell? You can't understand it. You can't comprehend it. It doesn't make any sense, you know. It's very difficult to move on from that. Well, let's see what we can find out, okay? Why has Cancer's person got judgment in the Five of Cups, okay? Regret, grief, loss, sadness. So, right, so they've got consumed, extinguished doubt by having open communication. This person cannot move on. They feel such a loss. Legacies, rebirth, honour history's remains to restore and breathe life into forgotten tales. Silent remnants. Amid the uncertainty, love has the power to rebuild trust. Wow, they really want a second chance. They really want a second chance. I'm just going to take a flyer on this and say, as an example, if they have parents that had a tumultuous relationship, or if they had parents who divorced, or if they had parents who had an arranged marriage, or there just wasn't, you know, deep love there, or lasting love there, that could be an issue, you know, because if you grow up kind of witnessing that love doesn't last forever, that can influence you like massively. Or if all your friends, you know, like get married and then they're quickly divorced, that can influence what people think and feel. There's something about their fears or doubts that were a block to this moving forward, and they self-sabotaged, okay? They sabotaged a good thing. They've got huge regret about it, and they're planning to give you some open communication and some honesty about this, okay? With the Three of Wands here, they're so reflective and they're so, like, regretting walking away from this. I know it was them that walked because they've got separation. They've got the Eight of Cups, which is walking away, believing that you're going on to something better. And they've got Judgment and the Five of Cups, which is total loss and grief. You know, and people look back normally when they're the one that's instigated something. I mean, both of you look back, but it's like you're healing before them. So normally, like, it's the person who's the most upset that heals first, because they're kind of facing the raw emotion of how sad it is. You know, when you authentically face how painful something is and how shocking something is and what a surprise it was to you, you tend to process it. You know, although it's painful, you tend to, like, get past it more quickly than the person that's like, oh yeah, this is the right thing to do. They feel like they're in control, and then it sort of like washes over them 6 months later, like what they've done. You know, and I've done it myself. Anyway, let's, yeah, they're consumed with something. They want to get rid of any doubts or worries that you have, by having an honest, you know, convo about this. They're wanting a rebirth, okay? That's what they want. If you want to know what they're thinking, that's what they're thinking. That's what they're wanting. That's what they're feeling. They want an honest, open, you know, convo with you, and they want to start over or do right by you in whatever way that means. Fiery balance. Oh my god, that's so weird, because we've got the Two of Pentacles. Embrace intense forces, offset turmoil, and stabilise with calm resolve. You know what freaks me out here is we've got the Eight of Cups, separation and walking away. And on the other side of the Two of Pentacles, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is reflecting and looking back. This person's been like half and half. They didn't know which one they wanted. They didn't know whether to walk away or stay. They didn't know whether to keep walking or go back, right? It was literally a 50-50 for them. They were not, it wasn't like, no, I know exactly what I want. This person was like, I don't know. Fiery balance, embrace intense forces, offset turmoil, and stabilise with calm resolve. It's about being strong. That's about being strong. Offsetting the imbalance, you know. Get stability, and that's freaking me out, because the Two of Pentacles is when you look for balance and duality, and you know, you feel like a clash, a war with, you know, two priorities or two choices, or yourself and something else. Then we've got this kind of like decision to be open and honest, with the aim of growth and expansion, you know, or starting this over. Tender, oh hang on, we've got two. Tender attentions. With care and concern, approach gently, nurturing with soft, kind gestures. That's what they're planning to do, okay? Because they know you're feeling angry. they know that you're defensive and you don't want to give them any emotion right now. There's no way you're going to give them a cup, absolutely not. You know they don't deserve one. So they're planning to approach you with openness, honesty, you know, gently, like with caution, tentative. And then this other card came out, and we've got trapped in instability, resist impulsive urges to find steadier ground, restraints test. Yeah, I think this person has a habit of running. Wild at heart, a desire for freedom leads to running away again. I think this person is like, you know, afraid of commitment, and I think they're going to speak to you about that. Interesting. Let's continue with these cards. Maybe they just don't think love is lasting, you know, maybe it freaked them out, like the commitment. Nine of Swords reversed. I think this is you recovering from this heartache, because they're not recovering. Well, they might be, but it's not because they're over it, it's because they want a rebirth. But I feel like you're ready for new. And normally you stop worrying and sitting up awake at night because you're over it. Whirlwind, don't get caught up in the drama, choose peace. Yeah, like, you know, you're protecting your peace and like choosing to recover from this. Three of Cups, moonlit unity. Use understanding to have greater emotional balance. I mean, you know, you're an intelligent person, can't see, you can understand that some people are afraid of commitment. Maybe they're just not ready for it, you know. It's not uncommon for people to get cold feet, you know, like right before a big commitment. So if there was something that was going to be a big commitment, that might fit for you. The Six of Wands in the challenge position, so blocks to success. Soulful synergy. Vulnerability weaves hearts in a dance of harmony, unity and flow. So can this person be vulnerable with you in order to get success? That's going to be the challenge. Can they really open up? That's what they intend to do. They intend to have this conversation where they open up about what's really going on. But can they do it? Right, let's use this other set of cards. Give me one for the Judgment and the Five of Cups, please. Ooh. Gold Digger. In it for what they can get. Money hungry, self-serving. Devilish. Trouble follows them around. Tempting, addictive charm. Did they seem like someone that, you know, was a bit short on cash? Did they earn less than you? Could that be an issue? Have they got debts that they haven't told you about? Like, what are their finances like? Because this kind of points to that, okay? This points to using their looks or their charm to kind of get more favourable financial circumstances. So are you earning a pretty good salary? Do your parents have a pretty good lifestyle? You know, I struggle with this myself. Like, I will put myself in a certain category, or I'll view myself in a certain light. But actually, you know, if you've got a car, if you've got the ability to pay your rent on time, if you have, you know, any kind of savings, if you have, you know, a certain level of salary that you are earning, if you have a clean criminal record, you have a lot more to lose than someone else. If you have family that you can depend on, you know, should the worst happen, you have a lot more to lose than somebody else has. And we don't always view ourselves, because we hold ourselves to a very high standard, we don't always view ourselves as having much to lose. But actually, compared to others, you know, perhaps their situation isn't as favourable, and perhaps, like, that's why they were, you know, hanging around when they were. Perhaps that's why they can't live up to this next step that you were working towards, you know, or they think you're going to find out the truth, or, you know. I think there's definitely stuff that they're hiding, and, you know, trouble follows them, and gold digger are not the kind of cards that you want to look away from. It's to do with finances, and it's to do with hiding poor finances, okay? Right, let's continue. Just checking it's the right deck. Give me one for the Eight of Cups with the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. So this was like, you know, what do I go for? Do I leave? Do I stay? Did I do the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? It was like a 50-50. Up in the air. Oh my god. Oh my god. What was I just saying? I need to be more quiet because my mum and dad are asleep. But what was I just saying? Like, it was literally a toss-up. You know, when you toss a coin because you're like, I don't know whether to leave this and walk away, or I don't know whether to, like, continue with what's already being built. It's literally 50-50. We've got a fiery balance, and then we've got up in the air, not able to make solid plans. Flighty, ungrounded. This person is just lost. They don't know what they're doing. They do not have a plan, and you might have come across like someone who has a plan, who's stable, who's grounded, who's got loads to offer, and that's not wrong, but it's intimidating, and this person may legitimately not be good enough for you. They might have had bad intentions, okay? I'm sure that when they met you, they were crazy about you, you know, for all of these reasons. Like, it's very, very positive, right? But then they're like, shit, it's been this long, and I'm not good for, you know, matching the money that they make. I'm not good for putting down the deposit that they've got to put down. My parents haven't got it together the way their parents have got it together. This is scary to people. It doesn't feel good. It feels good when you're the one that has the more favourable circumstances. So try to be a bit more objective, and rather than going, oh, but I'm just this, and why would they think that? Be honest, out of the two of you, do they have the less favourable circumstances? Because that matters to people. When they're the one in that situation, it's not comfortable, it's not cute, it's not a nice feeling. You want to, like, you know, run away from it. And it's not necessarily to be with anyone else, it's just to be like, no, I don't have to answer to these people anymore, or I don't have to be the lesser in this situation anymore. You know, it's a bit like the way two siblings get compared for grades, or what they're good at, or what their personalities are like. The constant comparison can be, like, terrifying, you know, and something that people don't feel good about. Where it was like the reason that they were attracted to you, it might now be the thing that makes them think, oh, I don't like this, you know. I'm not saying that's definitely the reason, that's an example. but they were 50-50 about this, and now they're actually regretting what they did, which I feel that they walked away from things. And I think you're so, like, over it, and you're just, like, ready for new. And they're, like, wanting a do-over. Let's continue. Trapped in instability, resist impulsive urges to find steadier ground. Right, give me one for the Nine of Swords reversed. Whirlwind, don't get caught up in the drama, choose peace. I think this is you. I think this is you recovering from all the, like, worries and fear and distress. Toxic. Destructive relationship, manipulative, gaslighting. They could have lied and said they're better off than what they are, or not told you about debts that they have. Or they could have made out like, you know, you love paying the bill and you're a show-off, or like, there might have been another way, and there might have been you're selfish, you know, why didn't you want to pay that? You've just had a raise, or you've just got paid, why didn't you pay it? I don't know. I don't know your situation, you'll know your situation, but there was something toxic about this. Some sort of power imbalance, or someone gaslighting. When you gaslight someone, you are making them second guess themselves, you're making them doubt their own judgment, you're manipulating them, you need to think the opposite of what's true. So, you know, if you're like, that's the colour, you know, black, and it's the colour white, but you tell them that so many times that they're like starting to doubt themselves. Or it can be like, well, you read my diary, you know, you're telling yourself you read that I cheated, but that's just you going crazy. Like, look, here's my diary, but they've ripped the pages out of it where they wrote that they cheated. This is just an example. And they're like, look at my phone, but they've deleted the messages that are incriminating. So they're like literally just flat out lying and calling you like crazy, but actually you're dead on. That's gaslighting, okay? So we've got destructive relationship, manipulative, gaslighting. So there's been lying and deception going on here, and it's to do with money. Okay, that's what I can tell you. Give me one for Moonlit Unity. Use understanding to have greater emotional balance. The Three of Cups, conquest. Just another notch in the headboard, or the real deal. Actions speak the loudest. So what happens next, how they act towards you, if they do open up, if there is an honest conversation, and they say, look, I was embarrassed because you earn, you know, more than I do. I was embarrassed because you have the deposit to put down and I don't. I was embarrassed because your parents are together and mine aren't. If they open up and share real shit with you, that's going to go a long way, because you're an empath, I'm sure. It's understandable that someone would be insecure or get overwhelmed, you know, by how amazing you are. But you're an understanding person, you're a compassionate person. If, however, you know, they're being pissy or they're putting things on you in any kind of way, that's utter bollocks, and they're still up to their old tricks of gaslighting, being shut off, being toxic. Okay, so we need unity, and we need, you know, feelings being put out on the table, working together, and honest facts. Okay, if they don't give you anything to do with finances, and, you know, having hidden those, or any other insecurities that are quite large, then we're not really getting anything new from this person. We're just getting the run around. Okay, so that's how you'll know if things can actually go somewhere. I think it's 2024. If you earn more than your partner, who cares? If they go to work every day, if they're doing a good job, You know, if they can do things around the house and you want the same things, like you both want to own a house, you both want to have kids, you both want to get married, that's fine, isn't it? Whatever you want, if they want the same and they earn less, or they can do more around the house, or they may earn more in the future. It can all be worked around as long as you've got plenty to live off, or enough to live off. Maybe you don't mind that, you know. But if it's just about having these real talks, like how's it actually going to work? You'd think it shouldn't matter in 2024, but a lot of people are still bothered about, you know, roles within a relationship and who earns what. You know, especially like males, they don't want to be earning less than their partner. It matters more than what you'd think. Exposed. Fragile heart. Too open, in danger of heartbreak. Yeah, this person feels like, you know, they're being exposed and they don't like how it feels. They really don't like it. That goes on top of soulful synergy. Vulnerability weaves heart in a dance of harmony, unity and flow. So this person was reluctant to expose their true fears, their true feelings, their true thoughts on all of this, and that's what the block was. Okay, it's insecurities. So I don't think I need to get a divine timing card because there's nothing really to need a time on. I'm just going to go straight in with advice. Unless you want me to get a timing for, you know, the Three of Cups where you kind of come together and you have honesty, shall I do that? But it's, you know, well, I think it's going to come from, it's got to come from them, hasn't it? Because, I mean, if you weren't getting closure, I'd say, look, I want to meet up and just have a frank and honest conversation. But it seems like you've like kind of got past it and you're moving on, ready for a new chapter. So I'd say if anyone's going to approach anyone, it'd be them, because they're the ones wanting a rebirth, you know, and to be vulnerable. Like, it should be coming from them. But let's see, let's get a time. When will they arrange this honest and open and frank conversation? When will Cancer's person arrange to meet up and have this open, like, heart to heart? Winter, so sometime in the winter, so maybe like November, December, January, February. This person's going to open up. I think winter's like a big deal, to be honest, because winter and New Year, like Christmas is so sad when you're single, especially like, you know, you just think of like who should be sat around the table and like, you know, all the love songs are on and like last Christmas I gave you my heart but the very next day and all this stuff. Like, all I want for Christmas is you. It's really tough for people who are single, you know. And I think it's like enforced happiness, and sometimes that can make you really down. So Christmas could be a time. Another one is New Year, because people are sort of re-evaluating their life, where are things going, what are my New Year's resolutions, what am I going to achieve this year, you know, where have things gone. Like, it's a lot of review taking place. So I think, you know, Christmas and New Year are big ones for like people getting drunk and like being like, I love you. Also, everyone's like proper depressed in January because, like, Christmas, everyone's got their lights up, the decks up. January, you take everything down, you go back to work, back to school, and it's just miserable and everyone's got empty bank balances. and they've got like loads to achieve. Like, look into the, I hate January, February. February's nice because of the weather, like the clear blue skies, the frost being all over the trees, like that's quite nice, the sunrise. But just the fact that it's like there's the year ahead and there's so much to achieve, like, can be a bit overwhelming, I think. Anyway, let's get advice. Let's get some advice from Spirit. Companion, listen to your inner voice. Your spirit guide is there to assist you. So I feel like, you know, you should trust your intuition on this one. You know, like, you know your person better than anyone. You know their family situations, you know them, you know what they earn. You know, could they have been a bit sheepish or a bit shady about family relationships or friend relationships, or, you know, whether things are worked out with their parents or whether things worked out with their friends that got married. Like, did they have to divide assets and divorce and do all the messy, depressing stuff? You know, how much does this person earn? Is it as much as what they let on? Like, do they have debts that they haven't told you about? Some people earn decent money, but then they, like, spend it like there's no tomorrow, or they, like, just live beyond their means and make poor financial decisions and, you know, max out credit cards. And you just don't know. You do not know a person until you know, see that they're not good for money somehow. So try to think about what you do know. Use your intuition. You know, what was it that caused them to sort of like pull the plug? What major thing was kind of being pushed? What could they be hiding? You can ask your guides. It says your spirit guide is there to assist you. So you have angels, which are people, you know, their loved ones that are passed away, or people that are not related to you that are passed away. They're higher beings in the 5D. They're always with you, but they're not allowed to interfere. Okay, they have to be invited to help. So you can say, spirit guides, universe and angels, please can you, like, help me to understand what went on here? Give me a sign, give me a song lyric, you know, give me something so I can understand, give me some clarity over what's gone on here. What's the block with my person? Why did they pull the plug? And maybe something will be revealed, you know, or something significant will happen. You'll be like, ah, that makes more sense now, you know. Ask your spirit guides for help. Roots. Connect with your roots. Ancestral wisdom guides you. I told you that. Your ancestors, people that have passed away, are ready to help. Also, like, that can, you know, speak of, like, I ask my parents about a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to work situations, and when I don't understand why someone's got it in for me. They kind of understand other people's motives, other people's insecurities, things that have been done to them and why, and, you know, what the next moves might be. And I'm not that strategic a person. I'm not premeditated. I don't plan, you know, to have it in for anyone, and, you know, I'm not like that, so it's hard for me to, like, you know, think about other people being like that and predict the next moves or whatever. So, you know, seek out elders, people who've got more life experience than you. Eclipse, dance with your shadows, discover hidden aspects of yourself in the darkness. Shadow work is about being honest with yourself. Is there something you might have done that didn't help this person's insecurities? You know, was there anything that could have triggered them? You know, could you be a bit sarcastic sometimes? Like, Could you have presented that you want a more lavish lifestyle or look down on a certain kind of lifestyle? Like, could there be anything that might have triggered this person to, to have a freak out? Could it be that, you've kind of rushed them to go more quickly than they'd like, and they might have kind of hinted towards that, or you never really asked them, you just kind of made the plans and went, I'm not saying it's your fault, you need to doubt yourself. I'm just saying, think about, whether you considered what they want and whether you might have assumed or just taken an idea and run with it. What was their exact body language or tone like? Were they a bit reluctant to discuss certain things? Just have a think about it, okay? Ask your elders and ask, Spirit for some kind of signs, some kind of clues, as to what is behind this, because we've got money and we've got gaslighting and someone who doesn't want to make themselves vulnerable. But they're thinking about trying and doing it, so I feel like this reading was super long. Yeah, it was 46 minutes. Alright, thanks Cancer, and I'll see you in the next one.